Afternoon everyone, I can't believe I'm getting stick for this suit. Luke Campbell said, did I borrow it off my old man? Hang out of order, hang out. Welcome everyone, ahead of our show Fighting Pride this Saturday at the Hull Ice Arena. Delighted to say, which seems to be an impressive trend at the moment. Great news for British boxing, we're sold out, 30s, 40s and 60s. Just a handful of VIPs left, which I believe Frank told me are virtually all gone. So thank you as always for your support, it means a lot. And as we continue to grow the sport of boxing in this great city, we always need your support, and to have it again as we have for this show in a sold out way is an honour. Thank you very much. So we've got a show on Saturday which I'm very, very excited about. So many great fights, so much on the line for so many different people. And we've got quite a few of them here today to talk about the fight ahead. Plenty of characters, plenty of stories, and we're going to let a few people say a few words. So I'm going to just introduce the table at first. Down on the left, we're delighted to welcome Scott Moises, who's taking on Luke Campbell this Saturday. Scott is someone who I've seen in various fights, especially against Mitchell Smith in his last fight. I thought he won that fight, by the way. A very, very tough fighter. Never been stopped in his fights. I believe he's 8-8 at the moment, and very experienced, very tough, very game. And as his manager just told me, he's here to fight and he's here to win, and we know he's going to give it everything on Saturday night. To his right, from Carl Frochland in Nottingham, someone who I know Carl is behind for this fight. I had a chat with him about this yesterday, is Lee Wood. Lee's been on some of our shows before. He's challenging Gavin McDonald for the British Super Bantamweight title. It's a great fight, and we'll talk more about that fight later. I want to hear other people's views as well, because I've been debating these two British title fights on the way up. To his right, the very quiet, shy, retired boxing impresario, boxing historian, you know, one of the ever-changing faces of Sky Sports, toe-to-toe podcast, model, presenter, actor, Spencer Fearon.
Thank you.
It's okay. And of course, more importantly, manager of the British light welterweight champion, Darren Hamilton, who we're delighted to welcome back to Hull, having his first fight for Matchroom in a wonderful fight against Curtis Woodhouse. To his right, our Olympic gold medalist, Hull's very own, Luke Campbell. Delighted to have him back for his 5th fight as he continues his journey to what I believe will be a world title. To my right, Hull's other great lightweight, and these two really on a really exciting course together. Tommy Coyle, who will be taking on Daniel Brizuela in the defence of his IBF international title. Plenty of talk about big fights on the Froch Groves undercard with Kevin Mitchell, but this is a very, very difficult fight for Tommy Coyle, and I know he's focused fully on the job ahead on Saturday night. To his right, someone I've got a lot of time for. I think he's been a tremendous ambassador for the sport of boxing. It's Curtis Woodhouse, who's going to be challenging Darren for the British light welterweight title on Saturday. To his right, Curtis's manager, my close friend in the sport, Dave Colwell. Always a pleasure to be working with Dave. Dave's doing some fantastic things in boxing. Had a great show the other week, and he's 100% committed and confident for victory for his man. To his right, Gavin McDonald, who's challenging for the Super Bantamweight title. Twin brothers, of course, with undefeated British, Commonwealth, European and World Champion Jamie McDonald. It's a great story and a huge opportunity for him to step up into major title honours on Saturday. And to his right, we're delighted to welcome Daniel Brizuela from Argentina, former Olympian, and former challenger of the IBO lightweight title in his last fight. So, we'll start off. Scott, a few words please about the fight. I know that you've been around, you've been in some big fights yourself. This is perhaps your biggest, and I know you're here to win.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the biggest fight of my career so far. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. Thanks for having me on your show. It's an absolute privilege to be in the ring with Luke Campbell. He's a great fighter, but I'm actually confident I'm going to win. I've got working hard in the gym with Graham. I think he's got the tactics down to a T, and no matter what happens tomorrow, everyone's going to see a great fight. Or not tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah. Well, don't chill him at the weigh-in, whatever you do.
Depends how I feel.
Thanks, Scott. And Lee? I know this is a big opportunity for you and Gavin.
Yeah,
I think you both see it as a really close fight. Or maybe not. Tell me, you tell me.
No, I think he's portrayed as a 50-50 fight. Everyone else is portrayed as a 50-50 fight, but it's not a 50-50 fight in my eyes. You're not going to shut me up, you know. But yeah, so the fight got made. A lot of people said, "Oh, what have you seen of him? And what's he like?" And I watched a lot of videos and read a few articles. And one particular study said he wants to do what his brother's done, and he wants to follow in his footsteps, which is quite ironic. You know, he won his first 4, as did his brother won his first 4. He got a draw in his 5th. His brother got a draw in his 5th. And what I'm getting at is his brother didn't win the British title first time, man. Unfortunately for Darren, he's not going to do it either. But it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be entertaining, and everyone's going to know how I am Saturday night.
Sure, it's a great opportunity. That'll be the first fight live on Sky Sports at 8 PM on Saturday. And Gavin, just in response to that, I know you've had a great camp for this fight.
Yeah, fantastic camp. It's been a great camp, like, and we lead there, like, my brother, he lost his 10th fight, but I also won my 10th fight. Do you know what I mean? So I broke the sequence there, so obviously I'm going to break it again, do you know what I mean? It's been a fantastic camp, and just can't wait to get in there now and do the business.
Good stuff. Spencer, a lot of talk around this fight. Obviously, ringside. This fight has had a huge amount of publicity, and a couple of days away now.
Number one, I like to start, as I always start, if you people take your time out to come out to give yourself a round of applause. Come on, give yourself a round of applause. And it's an honour to be here to see Darren's story. You got 2 guys. Curtis Woodhouse's got a fantastic story. You hear me? And Darren's got a fantastic story. But you know, Curtis promised his father, like on his deathbed, I was reading, like he promised his dad, like he's going to become British champion or win a British title. And I like to say to Curtis, like, I commend that so much, because I know what you're going through, because I lost my dad. And we have to realise that you don't have to make a promise, because like a dad love you know, because you're a father. Everyone who's got kids know, like, your kids are your kids. So it doesn't matter what they get or what they accomplish. You're just gonna love them. But trust me, nobody's story tops my man right here. Nobody. And like you will see on the fight night, it's gonna be a very good fight. But it's gonna be good, man. Trust me.
Thank you. And Dave, in response, talking about your man, I know that you're confident. We've had a lot of chats this week and the other weeks, and you've got a good feeling about the fight.
Yeah, like Spencer says, it's 2 great stories, but the only story that's going to matter really is the story that unfolds in the fight. Curtis is prepared 100%. He's had some great work. He's got good people around him, and he, you know, like Darren, you know, Darren's 100% dedicated, lives a life, and he's come through a lot of hardship. Curtis has as well in a different way, but Curtis, it's been like chasing a rainbow. You know, the British title, it's all about chasing a rainbow. On Saturday night, we're at the end of the rainbow, and we just got to grab that pot of gold. It's going to be a great fight. And Curtis, what I think is a big difference in this fight is that Hamilton, for all his great wins, everybody he's fought has kind of underestimated him. John Watson, Ashley Theopane, definitely, Adel Anwar, definitely. You know, they went in that ring looking at Hamilton and thinking, I've said it before, he's not the most attractive fighter television-wise, and they thought, I don't rate him, I'll go there and beat him easily. This is completely different for that one. We understand. We're not going to be shocked, and Curtis isn't going to be shocked when he gets in the ring and he finds Hamilton awkward and he finds he's got long arms. He's not going to be shocked about that. He's prepared for a fighter that he expects to be better, that he expects to be more open than anything that he's ever faced. And you know, I think that will be a difference for Curtis, because he's not underestimating him. He took him 100%, and I believe that Curtis is going to win.
And the challenger, Curtis, a lot of talk about this big day for you, and it's nearly here.
Yeah, like Dave said, training's been fantastic for me. Well, I always train hard anyway, but with having this like I say, at the end of the rainbow, it gives me that little bit more incentive. So, you know, a lot of talking's been done about the fight on Saturday night. So I haven't really got too much to say. You know, I'm fit, I'm ready to rip that title off the champion. I look forward to it. I've got no more else to say.
Thank you. And Darren, you know, another defence of your British title. I think you're hoping, and this is the last one for you before you move on. But I think you know how hungry Curtis is in this fight.
Yeah, I say, well, as hungry as everyone else. As hungry as everyone else. I can get out of talking, I can just rap it. Listen, age 5, I remember being inspired. My mother told me the story about David and Goliath. She said, you could beat anyone if a boy killed a giant. From that day, my attitude became defiant. The bullies and tough guys in school, I ran riots. Tough life led me to the sweet science. My mother had enough of this world and left this 8-year-old boy crying. Since then, I've had a wild life, something like a lion. And if a fighter says he had it harder than me,
he's lying.
I slept in phone boxes, broom cupboards and gym floors. Used to run into Tesco, steal cornflakes, minstrels. In and out of prison, been shot at with a reball. I got scars somewhere on my chest, and I can show you 3 more. I can't look all about my life because some sides are too dark. I see straight through these fighters who try too hard to be tough guys. I fight anybody, anytime, my insides are scarred. I'm like a blackatory guy, yeah, I fight with heart. Looking forward to the 22nd piece, Hard Knocks for Life.
You've got to love it. I mean, if you're not a connoisseur of fine rap, you know, then you shouldn't really be here. But you got to love this. You got to love it.
Eddie, my trainer Ryan Rhodes has got a rap that he's made up that he wants to come perform. Come on, Charlie, you come.
Why is he taking solid rap?
No salad.
No salad. As we did last time, now we've got to move on to Tommy and Lou, who definitely aren't going to be rapping. Tommy, I saw a press release yesterday talking about Kevin Mitchell on the Froch Groves card, etc. Not many will know about Brizuela, but you've watched him and you know this is a real test.
Yeah, you know, there is that incentive there to come through this fight, when I come through this fight, to fight Kevin Mitchell, but I can't look past somebody like Brizuela. You know, he's a former Olympian, he's a good fighter. Going to be a bit of a chess match in there on Saturday night, but it's a match I'm going to win. Come through this, and then we can look at the Mitchell fight. You know, camp's gone fantastic. Probably the best camp I've ever had, better than the Derry Matthews camp. I was over at Salford Uni the other day, getting my stats done. I think my resting heart rate's 30, so any lower I'd probably be in a coma. So I'm more than fit, you know, mentally, physically ready. And I'd just like to thank you all for coming out today and, you know, getting behind me. This is my first fight on the Matchroom, and I'm really excited and looking forward to it. So, you know, get ready for Saturday night.
Thank you, Tommy. And Daniel, to say a few words. What does he know about Tommy? I know his last fight was for the IBO World Title against Jordan. What does he know about Tommy, and what does he expect on Saturday?
First, hello to everybody. I try to do my best with my English. Brizuela says that we are here to win. We respect you as a boxer. We know that you are a local here, so we need to box better. That every time we box, we are fit. We come to take us that belt to our home. And he especially is glad to be here to matchroom boxing and to give us the possibility to stay here in England and fight against you.
Thank you very much. And finally, Luke, your first 8-round fight. I think you know Scott's going to come. As always, I read a piece about you, and obviously you're a major scout to any lightweight in the country. And this is the first fight for you in 2014 before moving on to Manchester Arena. And then again, yourself on the Froch Groves card as well, but I think you've had a good camp for this and ready for the step up.
Yeah, I've had a great camp for this, you know, the best yet. Best well being prepared, been inspired by the likes of Ricky Burns, Mitchell, Ward. You know, I've been getting a lot of good rounds in the bank and always learning all the time. I feel as fit, as strong as ever. Like Scott said, you know, it's going to be a great fight come Saturday night. You have to thank Matchroom, Sky Sports and people of Hull and the boxing fans really for a sold-out show. And they're going to get a good show. You know, every one of us on this top table here have come to fight and he's ready to put on a great performance.
Thank you. Just like to say as well, these two great ambassadors for Hull. I mean, they've sold well over 1,200 tickets personally just between them. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric on Saturday night. As well on the bill, we have some great young fighters. Zach Collins, who is a great young talent, again sold a load of tickets down with Dave Coldwell. Young Joel Haig, Tony Dodson is also on the bill, and a great young fighter called Lerone Richards and Jose Burton. So you're in for a big treat on Saturday. And now boxing always throws up the great debate, and these two British title fights on the bill, I think, are fascinating fights. And you know, I think there's huge debate as to who's going to win. And I just think while we're here, I'd like to hear from a couple of individuals in the room who have a wealth of boxing experience to tell me why and who they believe will win the fight and why. I know this is quite unusual for the press conference, but I'd like to ask on Ryan Rhodes first of all. If you could just give Ryan Rhodes that mic. Talk to us about your involvement in this fight, Ryan, and why you believe Curtis Woodhouse will win this fight on Saturday night.
I've been training Curtis for five months now, and I met Curtis after his first fight as a professional. He came and signed with Dave, and we've been training buddies and friends for the last 5 years. And all ever Curtis has ever talked about, dreamed about, is this British title. I don't care who anybody is. When you fight for your dream, you raise your standards 20-30% easily. And I think Curtis's standards are going to go through the roof on Saturday night. And I know Curtis can win this. So that's why I'm picking Curtis. All the other fights are absolutely great fights. It's going to be another great night in Hull, so I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Ryan. Top trainer, Dominic Ingle. Dominic, your man Lee Wood, obviously you're backing him. How do you see the fight going?
Yeah, tough fight. Gavin's, a durable kid. I've watched him. He's awkward. He's very basic, but what he does very well. He's pretty one-dimensional, but so is his brother. He's been world champion, so they're doing something right. But Lee Wood, not many people have seen him. He's had a couple of outings on your shows, big occasions. He responded well to that, and he's trained really hard. He's a big puncher, and I think when it comes to the night, I think the pressure of the night. Lee Wood's used to it. I think it's going to be, against Gavin. And when he realises in front of the TV cameras and the pressure's on, he's going to have a different perspective on the fight. Lee Wood's coming to win.
Interesting. And we go to Jamie McDonnell at the back there, undefeated British Commonwealth European world champion. I know that you're going to be backing your brother, but what have you seen about him in this camp? And what makes you so sure he'll win this fight?
I'm sure Arkin will win this fight, he's got the determination, just like I did, I started from the bottom. Obviously I lost my first British title fight, he don't want to lose his. He's seen me get there, British, Commonwealth, European, world titles, and just took it in his stride. So, if I can do it, he can do it, and, this kid trains, 200%, I don't want to say this, but he probably half the time trains harder than me. He's a machine, and I give respect to Lee Wood. To be fair, I haven't seen too much about him, but I do believe our kid will win 100%. But it makes for a good fight, both undefeated, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm sure our kid will pull it off.
And Steffi Ball over there as well, obviously same camp, same thoughts.
Yeah. It's on there, yeah. Yeah, well, it's a great 50-50 fight, both undefeated, so not one of them's going to want to get beat. They've all got to be putting it online. They've both got good support. I know Lee's well schooled and everything, and he will have had a great camp because Ingles do everything 100%. But Gavin's got something that not many fighters have, and he's just got something that you can't buy or you can't train. He's just got it inside him, and that's what's going to win the fight, and we'll see on the night.
Thank you very much. And Harry Andrews. Is Harry Andrews here? Harry? Where's Harry? Where's Harry? No, he's gone. All right, he's Darren Hamilton's. I wanted to hear from him as well, but Darren Hamilton's trainer. But anyway, listen, that's enough. Very interesting. Again, weigh-in will be in here, the whole City Hall tomorrow at 1 PM. Again, it's open to the public. And again, thank you so much for your support. We feel it's a great bill. We'll be live on Sky Sports. Oh, sorry.
So I've got a question. Who do you think is going to win out of Darren and Curtis?
I believe Darren Hamilton will win the fight.
And what about Lee Wood and McDonald?
I believe Gavin McDonald will win the fight. Do you want me to give the reasons as well?
Oh, you can do, yeah,
Okay.
why not?
I think that I think that you have to look at if you look at the odds in the fight, Darren is a favourite in the fight. I think if you look at the past records and the past performances, you have to pick Darren Hamilton in the fight. But when we made this fight, you know, and you know, Dave, this was we had to convince the board what a great fight this was. And look at the hype this has had. And actually, this is not a one-sided fight in the slightest. That's why I've said I believe these are two 50-50 fights on the bill. And that's why I give Curtis that much chance in this fight. But if you ask me a question, and if I have to put it on the line, I believe Darren Hamilton will win the fight. And again, in the Gavin McDonald fight, again, I see that as a pure 50-50 fight. I believe Gavin McDonald will win the fight. But
you know you don't believe that at all.
to be honest with you, I haven't really seen enough of Lee Wood. You know.
You don't believe that at all.
I do believe that. I do believe that.
I think you're always good for a 2-for-1 deal, and I think with Jim and Gavin, that's what you've got.
Really?
You know,
I disagree.
Probably. You really got to do that.
Are we in Littles?
On Saturday night.
Okay, well, how do you see that victory coming? Stoppage. Okay. I personally, I haven't seen enough of Lee Wood. I've seen him on I think a 4-round fight.
The man we should be asking is Spencer Fearing, because he's the man at the moment. So we'll put Spencer on the spot.
Sky Pundit, yeah.
Yeah, can you move it away from
Wait. No, ask Ed Robinson, the guy from Told, the guy who brought me. Ask Ed Robinson, he's the real knowledge. I'm not the knowledge no more.
Before this gets out of control, we have two very special guests. One who we've met, Spencer Fearon, from the famed Toe to Toe podcast, but also Ed Robinson. Ed, we all know you never like to be put on the spot. Who's going to win out of Darren Hamilton and Curtis Woodhouse?
Ed, come to the front! Ed,
come to the front!
Come to the front!
That's right, call Ed right over.
You don't have to give your views, talk about the fight. Talk about the fight. You don't have to say you know.
Curtis just talking
Put your mouth to the microphone, sir.
He's so motivated. You can just see in his eyes how motivated he is. And stranger things have happened, so I agree Darren's the favourite, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Curtis.
And Lee Wood against Gavin McDonald?
I've not seen enough of Lee Wood. I think the problem for Lee Wood is he's inexperienced over the distance, and obviously Gavin's got a tremendous workmate like his brother, so we'll find out more about Lee Wood, really.
Excellent. And anyone else want to say anything?
Wait, there wasn't Ed just staying on the fence. He was on the fence a little
That
bit.
was a fence-sitting comment.
Ed was on the fence, man.
And what about you in the Gavin McDonald Lee Wood fight?
Do you know what? I haven't seen enough of both of them. But like I said, if you really want to hear my real opinion, you have to go download the iTunes Ringside Toe to Toe, which is on every week on Sky.
You're a percentage mention that now.
I am. But you heard what I said yesterday, because thank you very much, so you know where I'm standing. But what I am saying is this: Eddie Hearn should be given a lot of credit. You know why? Because I've never been to Hull before. I didn't even know that this place existed. And I'm telling the truth. And I've come out to Hull. I've been walking around. I haven't seen too many black folks and stuff like that. But it's very good energy. You guys are beautiful people. But you know what I mean, you've all bought your tickets. You're coming out to watch this fight. It's excellent, man. You got to pick up Eddie Hearn and tell Eddie Hearn to give back his daddy's jacket.
Listen. We'll do a deal, Spence. That's very kind. You give your granddaddy's hat back with all. Listen, guys. Once again, I want to say thank you as always. And I know that it's my job to be a hype machine, but I've got to tell you, that's why we come back to Hull. This is the third time we've been here in 7 months, and we come for a reason. We come because of the support, because of the energy, because of the passion, and most of all because of the ticket sales, but that's another story. But I just want to say thank you. Get behind all the fighters on the bill, especially your own, and we can't wait. Thanks a lot. See you Saturday and tomorrow for the one.